First, give me Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1 first. But let me show you what God said about them and what God called them. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. So everything Moses saying applies to who? All Israel. He only speaking to Israel. Keep reading. Give me that in chapter 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people.
So God said we holy. And he said we are special people that he chose. He chose us. Not nobody, not the white man, not the Chinese man. No, God chose us, right? Keep reading.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So he said, these people that I chose are above all people. Now tell me today, is the black man and the black woman above anybody today? Or we at the bottom of the society? We at the bottom, ain't we? Why we at the bottom when God said he chose us and we above everybody? I'm going to show you why. But now, with me saying that, when the Bible saying that, is we out here, what's up, boss man? What's up, boss man? What's your name? Cedric, how old you is, Cedric?
65.
65. So you remember us fighting for equality back in the days with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King?
Martin Luther King, yeah.
You remember those fights, right? Well, tell me, why is the people that God chose and said above everybody, why are they fighting for equality?
I'm telling you what equality. Equality, people is there. I'm glad to see. I see y'all. We ain't back on the left.
Right. You see the Israelites, that's good.
I see the
But look, the question is though, let's not get sidetracked. The question is, why are we out here fighting for equality if God say we above everybody? Let me show you why we had fell into the state mentally where we feel like we gotta fight for equality. Give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said, if these people right here don't keep his commandments, that curses are gonna come on us, right? And they're gonna pursue us until we what? Until we destroy. Give me chapter 11 real quick. Hold that, give me chapter 11 verse 26 real quick. Let me show you something. Chapter 11 verse 26. Read that for me.
Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
If I was to ask anybody right now, who want a blessing? Everybody want that blessing, right? Don't you want a blessing? Don't you want one? Boss man, don't you want a blessing? What about you, sis? You want a blessing too, right? Well, God finna show us how to get that blessing. Keep reading.
A blessing if ye...
A blessing if... God is conditional. Everything about God is conditional. It ain't just, I give you free range. No. God have conditions to his ways, right? He said a blessing if
ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day.
With us being at the bottom of society, do you think we kept the commandments of God? Do you think we keeping them now?
Check it out, man.
No. Give me that. Go back to chapter 28. Read verse 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
He said, if we don't keep his commandments, we're going to be cursed in the city. Now look, I done grew up in a lot of places, and everywhere I done grew up is pretty much the same thing. When I go to the hoods, the ghettos, the slums, who live there? Who live in the worst parts of any city you go to? You might have a little bit of white people that's like some meth heads or something sprinkled in there, right? But majority of our people come from, grew up in, or still are in the hood. Something they call the trap, the ghetto. That's us, right? That's our people. When you go to our neighborhoods, like if you go to Jackson right now, it's potholes deeper than a manhole. Why is our roads like that? Why is our neighborhoods filled with trash? Why do we work? In cities where we populated, where it was just us, why now do we have flourishing white people business, or Chinese businesses, or Arab businesses? Why we don't have flourishing businesses in our own city, right? Because God said if we didn't keep the commandments, we was going to be cursed in these cities. Let's take it back. Who was being sold in those cities for slaves on auction blocks? Who was doing that, right? And then he said, cursed shalt thou be in the field. Where is it at? Do y'all remember in slavery, right? Who was the ones inside the cotton fields picking cotton? Who was the ones living through this right here? That was us, right? I got that. That was us, wasn't it? Look at this. Look at our sisters and our children in cotton fields, in the blazing sun. Who went through that? Who was going through this? Look at this. Look at this right here. Who went through that? Who was being sold on auction blocks? Look at this. This the Capitol. Who was being sold? Who did this to us, right? That's us. You can put that down off. Give me verse 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So God said we was gonna have to serve our enemies that God sent against us. That you ever thought, okay, when we was in slavery, right? You would have 100 Negroes on the field, and then you had one white man on a horse with a 6-shooter. And he had all of us in subjection. How they do that? Because God put that fear on us. That's why we was able to be subjected to slavery. Because God sent the enemy against us. But what did God call them though? He said, your enemy, I'm going to send your enemy against you. We the only people that forgot we had enemies in the Bible. We the only people that forgot we have enemies. God said that we have enemies. This ain't me telling y'all got enemies or I'm trying to convince y'all of something. This is the Bible. Read that again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
He said in hunger. When you want to get anything to eat, like who own a Walmart out here? I don't. Who own a Kroger? I don't. I don't own no grocery stores. I don't even know somebody that do. Now, it is some black-owned people that own black-owned grocery stores, right? But tell me, who they getting their produce from? What farm they getting their produce from, right? Who's supplying them with toilet paper, deodorant, necessities, right, to sell inside their grocery stores and their convenience stores? That ain't us, right? Keep reading.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. A simple question, who we pay our water bill to? Right? That's a clear indication of who your enemy is. Keep reading.
And in nakedness.
The black man has picked cotton in America. In Mississippi alone, they still living off the money that we made for them off picking cotton. Today, and we got to go to Walmart and buy a cotton shirt. 400 years of picking cotton, and we got to go to Walmart and buy a cotton shirt. You don't feel like anything wrong with that? We don't think about things like that. You want to know why? Because we done been brainwashed and now we docile. They give us a little check. Hey, go buy a Challenger, a Charger. Go out to the club, get you some liquor, get drunk. Now we done forgot that we got enemies. Now we forgot people plotting on us, right? Now I done got a position. I'm above these Negroes at my job. I'm better than these niggas. That's how we think. I ain't saying that's how y'all think, but y'all can relate. Y'all know people that think they better than they people. Nah, we all in captivity. God cursed us all. The black man, the Hispanic man, the black woman, the Hispanic woman, the Native American man, the Native American woman. He cursed us all because we broke his commandments. But keep reading.
And in one of all things.
He said, in one of all things, when you want to learn about yourself. Who you think teaching black history in the schools? Exactly. Who you think teaching us the Bible? White people taught us the Bible.
That's right.
That's why we look at it and we hear, nah, man, that's what they use for slavery. No. Let me ask you a question. If you buy a gun to protect your house, right, and somebody broke in your house and stole that gun and shot you with it, is the gun bad or the person that stole the gun? Because the gun was originally meant to protect you. It got in the hands of the wrong person and they used it to hurt you. That's all the Bible is. The Bible is our weapon, and they stole it and used it against us.
That's right.
That's what's happening right now. Right. But look what God say though. Keep reading.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He said he shall put it. Who put a yoke of iron upon our neck? Who did this? Why is God writing about this 2,000 years ago when it literally happened to somebody? Why? Look at this. God said this was going to happen to a race of people, and it happened. And it just so happened to be we that race of people it happened to. Right. Now tell me, he said, I'm going to send your enemy to do that. Who did this to us? Who? The white man did this to us. It ain't no shame in that. They know they did it to us. They got museums. I call them trophy rooms. They got museums that show them the shackles they used to put on our kids. They got the same mechanism right here. Right. They got that inside the slave museum in D.C. They got the skulls of slaves in D.C. They trophy rooms. You know, like when you go to somebody's house and they got a dare up on the wall? That's that to them. We trophies to them. That's something that they could go back and they can show their kids. You look, hey, I told you we had them niggas in slavery. I told you they ain't nothing. I told you they ain't nothing but slaves. That's what they want us to believe, and that's what they got their kids believing. You can put that down on. But he said he shall put a yoke of iron on thy neck until what?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Well, everybody, we still here. We still here and we run the world, really. When I say run, I'm talking about like who's the best in sports. When you think about sports, you think about a black man, right? When you think about music, you think about black people. We got the most beautiful voices, right? So we still here. We ain't been destroyed physically, but mentally, you a black man. You an African American. I'm a Negro. We the same people. We got 3 different nationalities. That's what destroyed mean. They done divided and conquered us. Because they got us looking at Hispanics like they ain't our brothers. They didn't call them Hispanics, so they got to be something totally different. No. What happened was a group of us got conquered by some conquistadors. They taught them their language and their religion, and now they Hispanics. But that's your brothers and your sisters. But watch this. Give me chapter 28, verse 68 real quick. Let me show you something. Now, let me tell you, how did we get over here in America? How did the slaves get over here into America? By what? By ship. Surely that ain't in the Bible, right? That can't be in the Bible, right? Because God ain't wrote that in the Bible. He ain't say that was going to happen. Let's see. Read that for me.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 in verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now remember, he said if you don't keep my commandments, all these curses was going to come on you. Now we done read these curses. The curses was the yoke of iron, working in the fields, right? Being cursed in the city, being cursed in the field, right? Now he said, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt. Tell me, sis, what was the Israelites doing in Egypt when they was in Egypt the first time? Remember what God told Moses to do? He told Moses to go to Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh what? Let my people go. And what did Pharaoh do? Did he let God's people go? So what God had to do? He hardened his heart, right? Why did God harden Pharaoh's heart? So he could destroy Egypt. He wanted to show his power, because what? Don't Egypt got a God for every day? When they relying on them gods, God had to show the world one time that I'm the one true living God. And he used Egypt to show his power. So when people say God loved everybody, he showed didn't love the Egyptians then.
Right.
He didn't love everybody when he flooded the earth.
Right.
And we think God won't come back and destroy this place.
Right.
No, God used Egypt to show his power. And he said, he told Moses to go to Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. So God got a chosen people. Those people are the Israelites, right? And so God said, let my people go, right? So they was in Egypt, in slavery, right? So when you think Moses say, hey, God said he gonna send us back to Egypt, you think they thinking of, oh, we gonna have fun. The only memory they got of Egypt is captivity, slavery. So read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
What did he call Egypt? The house of what? Bondage. The house of bondage. Go back to Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again. What's another word for Egypt? We just read it. I'm going to bring you into the house of bondage or slavery again. How?
With ships.
How we get over here, sis? God said, I'm going to send the Israelites into slavery again with ships. Keep reading.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when those boats dock, wherever they may dock, all up and down the Atlantic Ocean, wherever they dock, right? And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
He said you was going to be sold into your enemies. When I tell you they ain't your friends, it ain't me saying that. Because I work with them. We got to live and coexist with them. But God said they your enemies. That's why they got stuff set up called redlining. That's why they got, what is that? The pharmacy target our people. That's why high blood pressure, diabetes run rampant in our community. And what they do? They fill us up with pills and medicine. Why? Because we supplying them. Well, they supplying us with the drug and we paying them. And they got to keep us sick. And they got to keep us wanting so they can make their money so they can thrive in this community, in this economy. but they got everything set up against us. Our school system, like who learned this in school? Who learned this at church? Well, ask your pastor where he got his degree. I bet you he learned it from a white man. Because he ain't supposed to tell you that you're Israelites and God chose you.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example.